And next, Beijing, where the Winter Olympics are due to begin in just 3 days. But an increasing number of COVID-19 infections have put authorities in China on high alert. China's detected 37 new coronavirus cases among people linked to the Games. 28 of the new cases were people who tested positive after arriving at the airport. In the last 4 days, China's detected over 100 COVID-19 cases among people linked to the Games. Some 3,000 athletes, along with coaches, officials, referees, federation delegates and media, are expected for the Olympics. Participants, staff and media are operating in a closed-loop bubble. That loop permits participants to move freely between the accommodation and Olympic venues on official transport. However, they are not allowed to move freely in public. Olympic athletes and others must fly directly into Beijing on charter flights. Everyone directly involved in the Games, including the media and other staff, is being tested daily. On Sunday, the host city reported its highest number of new COVID cases since June 2020. 2 million residents of the district where they were found are already being tested for COVID-19. Authorities in Beijing have locked down some housing compounds. The upcoming Lunar New Year, which is China's biggest national holiday, also presents a major challenge as millions of people return to their hometowns. Our correspondent Patrick Fock sent us this report from Beijing.
Well, in one sense, no doubt the hosts will be somewhat concerned, given that the 37 cases that were reported represents the highest daily count there's been since people started arriving in Beijing for the Games. But at the same time, the IOC did say that it expected those numbers to peak over these few days. Remember, this is when the bulk of athletes and other participants are arriving in Beijing ahead of the opening ceremony on Friday. So in that sense, this perhaps doesn't come as much of a surprise. As far as we understand, there are somewhere between 200 to 250 people that have tested positive after landing here in China, but we only know of one athlete that has been ruled out after testing positive twice here in China. That's a Russian biathlete. So you might imagine that the IOC and the organisers of the Games are actually quite relieved about how things are going right now. That aside, the situation in the capital is easing. There have been fewer cases to emerge over the last few days, and there haven't been any added restrictions put in place to prevent people from going home for the Lunar New Year holidays. And remember, the priority for Beijing is not to make sure that the Games stay safe, but also to ensure that there isn't any leak outside of the closed-loop management system that turns into an outbreak into the Chinese public.